I can introduce myself real quick. So I'm Philippe Roy, based in Montreal, working for Peak Financial Group as a project manager in our continuous improvement team. We have slightly more than 100 agents in Zendesk that migrated in early COVID, so early 2020 during the peak of the COVID crisis. We migrated from Outlook to Zendesk and more or less just kept everything as is. It was very messy and convoluted, a very stressful time because we migrated over 100 people in about 4 weeks in the peak of our busy season in January. I was learning Zendesk at the same time, so we had a ton of trigger conflicts every day, teams reaching out for support. There was a lot of manual work still being done, so triaging the inboxes, the emails, as we used to do in Outlook, basically. It was very messy, so we were struggling, but we also, switching to Zendesk, broke our whole archive system so that we had no way of automatically archiving all our clients' files anymore. We still had issues with conflicting triggers, conflicting automations, a lot of tasks handled manually by our staff, which made absolutely no sense. So Nuts referred us to you guys at LEAFWORKS. They said you were the pros and you handled and you knew Zendesk very well. And basically I reached out, I don't remember with whom exactly. And since then we've been working with you. We have the site ticket, I believe is LEAFWORKS. We have a custom RingCentral integration. RingCentral, just for context, is a voice over IP phone that I'd say maybe 20-ish agents use here. So I know these two were customized and are still being customized at the moment. The best example is the RingCentral application. We used to have the native RingCentral app, which broke, and they said we're not going to fix it. You were able at LEAFWORKS to basically reuse it, transform it, improve it compared to what RingCentral used to have. So we're back to more or less status quo, but at least we have something that works because we needed to be able to have automated tickets when agents pick up the phone. We needed to be able to have KPIs and stats and data in Zendesk because otherwise people would be taking calls and we had absolutely no way of knowing basically what the call is about. So we could see that Phil and Jorge picked up a call that lasted 8 minutes, for example, but we couldn't have anywhere where the agents would take their notes. So your team custom built this for us. So the app that forces agents to use like mandatory fields based on various conditions, that was an issue because once again, we fixed in the past all the automation and handling of our clients archived, but a lot of it is OCR systems reading ticket information and then triaging in the archives based on this. 100 people working, handling about 1,000 tickets a day. People forget, people make mistakes. So we were ending up with tickets coming in with no client ID. So the automated system cannot handle it. So a human needs to do it. The whole goal was to have it fully automated. So having the app that forces based on various conditions, specific fields before you can close it, fixed that issue. We also have some scripts running that you helped us set up, which I don't remember if it's a LEAFWORKS apps or not. But I know you helped us set it up where it's going to OCR and read the email, find the client ID, client name, and pre-fill this information. So now agents need to put it in only if for whatever reason the automated system was not able to. It wasn't one specific moment, but yes, working with you, Jorge, and with Mario, I know in the beginning we had a few calls, we were exploring, I was throwing you problems and issues we've had, and you were always one of you two going, oh, okay, we might have a solution for this. Oh, okay, we might have a solution. You took everything aside, we gave you access to our accounts, and you came back to me, I don't know, maybe after a week or two, with a very long report, with much longer than I expected, much more insightful than I hoped for also. And every issue or little annoyance I mentioned had at least one thing mentioned: we could do this, we could fix it this way, we could do this. And you gave me a very, very detailed game plan of what we could and what we should do. So I made a quick analysis on this. Depending on the weeks, we're going to say from 75 to 100 hours per week on very menial and boring stuff like triaging emails, entering client IDs, etc. So I'd say on a good week, maybe a bit more than 100 hours saved. On a slower week, 75 to 80 hours per week for about 100 agents. One specific example, we have a team lead in our account transfers team who would be spending 6 to 8 hours per day just triaging the inbox. So completely wasting his time and skills. Now if it's very busy, he spends maybe an hour. Everything else is automated. If I go back to my example for the client ID being pre-filled and being mandatory to be filled by the agents, well, just this lowered drastically the error rates we had in our archive system. We went from, I think, 10, 12% files with errors to less than 2%. Very easy and stress-free. Just to piggyback a bit on your previous comment, 400 something automation triggers, 100-ish automations, 110 agents working in live because there's no test environment in our Zendesk instance, and no room for mistakes because it's live client data. The solution you recommended, the way you offered to work, made it maybe a bit slower but very safe. Because we had a process where we would set up new triggers, I could review, approve, we kept the old one inactive. So on 400 triggers, I think one or two trigger only had to be adjusted. So you understood our needs very well. The communication is very easy too. In 3 words, knowledgeable, definitely. I would go, it goes a bit with knowledgeable, but efficient/speed, very proactive. So you explored, you went in details, you recommended solutions and ideas other than just what I threw at you. And I would go, honestly, like just funny. You guys are very easy and fun to work with. I highly recommend anyone who struggles with Zendesk to reach out to LEAFWORKS. It's been very, very insightful, so it helped us a lot. Myself and the team who works on our instance learned and understand it a lot better now. And I'm going to quote Wesley, our transfer team manager, when we automated. Thank you for everything you do. I can finally do my job.